Okay, let's get into it. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Mini GT line. We had collected Ford GTs for a while before of other brands, Hot Wheels and Matchbox, those types of brands, but we hadn't really collected Mini GT. And then I saw a Facebook post one day where they had the castings, and they were going to approval from the licensor to the licensor, and which would have been, I guess, Ford Motor Company. And so I followed them, and I was ready when they started coming out with these things. And so we've been able to collect the Chase and the regular of each one of these things. And these are the kinds of packages they all come in when they're U.S. market releases. They come in the plastic kind of a molded card, which is nice because the card slips out from under the if you cut it right and don't rip it open. If you cut it open nice, then you can get the card out and you can save the card. It comes with a little box, and we'll look at the box when we cut these things open. But this is the way they always come: the card, the box, the card, and the plastic kind of blistered card thing. It's a little bit different than Hot Wheels. I don't know whether you call this a clamshell blister that's heat sealed or what, but and they each one of these, they have a different number on them, limited to. Like, for example, this one was limited to 2400. This one was limited to 6000. This new one that we got was limited to only 1440. The way these numbers work are they're all multiples of are divisible by 48 or 24. I don't know if they always come in a master case of 48 or 24, but usually there's a chase in each case, one chase per case. So if you divide that number by 24 or 48, that'll tell you how many chases there are. And each one of these has had a different number. So we'll go through them one at a time. Let's get the turntable out and we'll open these things up. All right, we're going to go through these Mini GT Ford GTs one at a time. The first one was number 246. It was the test car, matte black. It was limited to 3,600. 3,600. So what does that put the chases at? The Chase version, from what I understand, or everything that I've seen on the Chase versions on the Mini GT, they usually make a raw version, or a version where the base paint is removed and it's just raw. So by my count, dividing by 24, 3,600 by 24, that means there's 150 of these chases out on that release. The next release was number 249, and it was this liquid blue street version at 3,000 counts. That would be 125 of the Chase versions. The Chase version was completely raw with a blue interior. You can see that the interior is blue. These Mini GTs are really heavy. Here, we should put the Chase version up with the regular version. These mini GTs are really good quality, really nice detail. They've got the rubber mirrors, which kind of cause a problem for me because the way I like to display these cars are in jammer cases with plastic baggies, and I just can't do that with these rubber mirrors. So on this release, which is the Golf release, number 269, I tried to take the mirrors off. I kind of experimented. That's why there's no mirrors on this car spinning on the turntable right here. I kind of took this one apart and experimented with taking the mirrors off, but I'll get another one. I'll get a newer one. The chase, all the light blue in the Gulf livery is removed, and the interior is now light blue. My only problem with and I wish the mirrors were fixed and they weren't that rubber. That's one issue I have with these cars. The other issue is when they come out of the box, a lot of time these spoilers aren't on there just exactly all right. This one looks okay. The next one that they released, at least number-wise, was the Shmee. It has number 273 on the box. Its color is liquid red. So liquid blue, liquid red. This thing is just awesome looking. And I don't put it up there with the liquid blue. Get a little bit of contrast between the liquid blue and liquid red. It just says limited production run on this box. And the box on this one, you can see it in the background, but the box is a little bit different than the other ones. It was a joint venture of some sort with Tarmac Works. I don't really know how that worked. But I love this liquid red version. And as far as I know, there's no chase. As far as I know, there was no chase to this liquid red version. The next one was number 278, and it was the Lamaze livery. This one, the chase, well, 3600. So this was another 3600 count release. And the chase, I guess that puts it at 125. This chase is really cool looking. Dark blue interior. The interior, the dark blue base paint on the outside of the car has been moved to the inside of the car. And that seems to be a theme. Like they'll take the base paint or one of the base paints and move it to the interior piece for the chase version. But man, look at that thing. That thing is awesome looking. That is a really cool chase. After that, this was the 2019 Goodwin Festival of Speed. And this was the third casting. You can see it. It's got a little bit of a different... It's got a little air scoop for the motor here. The wing on the back is just a little bit different than the Lamaze race version. So with these Ford GTs, Mini GT made the street version, this Lamaze race version, or the Lamaze race version, and then this version they're calling the Mark II, Ford GT Mark II. And here we go. We've got the base color removed for the chase and moved to the interior. Watch it spin around. it's got white on the interior. So then there again, they moved the base color and left it raw underneath and moved it to the interior. Man, look at that thing. That is the amount of detail that you get with these is just dynamite. This thing was limited to 3,000. So that would be a chase number of what? And I don't know how the chase is. I just divide by 24. Maybe somebody can tell me if that's right or not, because I think some of these cases come 48. So there'd be 120. If you divide by 24, there'd be 125 of these chases out there for the Goodwin Festival of Speed Ford GT. Number 293 was another one that looked really, really similar. There's just a slight difference. This one was the 2019 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance car. And I'll put this one up with the Goodwin, and you can kind of see the difference. I mean, you really have to look hard, but one of them's got a blue. I mean, the graphics are just slightly different. This one's got a little red stripe across the back. And there's some slight colored decorate. The deco's the same, but the coloring's different. The Concours d'Elegance has a little bit more yellow in it, and the Goodwin Festival of Speed, which is the bottom one here, has more blue in it. Slightly different. And then the Concours d'Elegance Pebble Beach Chase. Once again, you can see they move the base color of the paint to the interior, and they leave the rest of it raw. The amount of detail on these Ford GTs from Mini GT is just amazing. I only wish that they would have did something different with the mirrors. I know some people, they love those rubber mirrors, but I just think they just get bent. They get moved around. Let's see. Number 297 was the Shadow Black version. This was the MK2 Ford GT in Shadow Black. You can see the little pins on those side windows. Pretty cool looking. I really like this black version. Oh, I forgot to mention on the Pebble Beach version, that count was 7,200, and that's the highest count of these that I've seen, is 7,200. This one was limited to 3,360. 3,360 by 24. 140 counts. This one is just the interior was already black, so it's just, they just removed the black paint, and you get a raw version for the chase. Number 313 was this 2021 Heritage Edition of the Ford GT. If you haven't seen this thing in real life, I encourage you to look it up. And I don't know if you can see this, but on this camera, but this is not black. It's kind of like a gradiated, that's got a texture to it, carbon fiber looking thing on the hood, and back here on the wing. I mean, this thing just looks awesome. These mini GTs are, I've always got them at a little over $10, between $10 and $15. For the limited amount of the limited production of these things, and the price and the quality, you just cannot beat it. Why would you spend, just tell me why you would spend $50 on a Hot Wheel Super Treasure Hunt that's made in way more quantities than these mini GTs. The base color on this one's been moved to the interior, you can see. Boy, this, what's going on with my flash here, or my focus? This thing is awesome. Limited to 3,000, this one was. Alright, that's all the ones I have open. I'm going to open some of these other ones. I've got 3 releases I'll show you. And then we'll put them on the turntable. Let's see, these are the new ones that I got in the mail. This is how they come. Limited to 240. This is the Ignat Silver. And then the next one, let me see, what was that number? 340. This one's 359. The name on this one is just Blue Orange. We'll look at that one. And then the newest one that I got in the mail that's prompting this video is the Alan Mann Heritage Edition. It's limited to 1440. So this is the lowest number that I've seen. And all of these 4 GTs that I've gotten are Miho exclusives. So we're going to rip these things open one at a time. I have all of the chases that go with the regulars. We'll put them on the turntable, and this will update our mini GT collection. Okay, so here's the number 340, the Ignat Silver. This is a street version, 4GT. It says it's limited to 2,400. That's a pretty low count. This one came out a while back, but I just haven't opened it because I wanted to do a video. Here's a chase. The chase on this one, it looks like they've just rawed it out and transferred that to the interior. The interior looks pretty wild on this one because it's that silver, Ignat Silver interior. Why would you spend $50 on a Super Treasure Hunt when you can buy these for 15? Such limited quantities. This one is a little bit more. This is a little bit higher number at 6,000. Let's see, what did they call this one? They just called this one the Blue and Orange MK2. So kind of a Gulf livery, but no licensing. So there's no logos or anything on it. Let's look at the spoiler here. My only beef with Mini GT is sometimes that spoiler comes in uneven from left to right when you're looking at the back of the car. Here's a chase. Raw with the base color moved to the interior. Seems like this is what they usually do. So you can see the Gulf light blue on the interior. 6,000, I think if that's a 24 count, that would be 250 of those chases. And then this is the newest one that I've got. These things just started hitting eBay this Allen Man Heritage Edition, and it's limited to 1440. This is the lowest number as far as the count of how many they did. Allen Man Heritage Edition. It looks really cool with the red, with the gold, the white, and the gold stripes on the top. But the chase, it just looks to me wicked with that red interior transferred, the base coat transferred into the interior. And you guys tell me, if the case count on these is 24, that puts the chase's numbers at 60. If there's only one chase per master case, that puts it at 30. Which is it, 60 or 30? It really doesn't matter. These things are so limited quantity. These chases, I usually try to get them from my local guy. He'll sell them to me for $50 a pop. But I'll take this one over a Super Treasure Hunt Hot Wheels any day of the week. But that's just me. I know there's lots of Hot Wheels guys that just go nuts over Super Treasure Hunts. But, you know, how many of the Super Treasure Hunts are made? Nobody really knows, but it's a lot more than 60 or 30. I think for your money, like these two cars sitting right here, probably about $65 if you were to buy them from an online retailer. You just can't beat it. We'll take these off the turntable. There's two more that haven't come out yet, or two or three more. They've put out a lot of these Ford GTs, Mini GT has, and they all are Miho exclusives. I save all the cards. The only one that hasn't been a Miho exclusive was the Shmee. The Shmee one. There's a Liquid Red versus the Allen Man Heritage Edition. But there's two or three other versions that haven't come out yet, and I usually try to pick them all up. I don't think I've missed one yet, either the regular or the chase. We'll take them off the turntable and I'll do a quick pan, and that'll end this video. All right. That's all the Mini GT, Ford GTs, and all their glory. You can see the boxes in the background, the cars in the foreground. We're going to do a quick pan of all of them, all lined up and looking nice and pretty with their chase right next to them. The Shmee didn't have a chase. I was ready for these things when they started coming out. I was ready for them, and I thought, well, I'll try to get all the chases. And I'm glad I have, just because they're in such low quantities. And I'm a nerd collector when it comes to that kind of stuff. So we have all the chases so far, and we'll continue to try to keep up with them. But anyway, Mini GT, they are awesome. If you haven't checked them out, I watch other guys that do videos and check out the Mini GTs on their videos, and they all just rave about them. The quality, the amount of detail you get for the money. They all roll. They won't beat a Hot Wheels down the track, but they roll. You just can't beat it. All right, the pan out. We'll do another video when I get the next ones. Talk to you later. Bye.